Okay, so this is the lovely essay on nutrition. So, the instructions say using the table to help me, lovely. And I've got a table with a cow, a horse and a dog on it. I've got a little commentary on the stomach, the length of the small intestine, the cecum and the colon, where when I divide it up, cows and horses are vegetarians. Oh, we're going to call them herbivores. And of course the dog's a carnivore. So the stomach, large in both the herbivores, small intestine long, both the herbivores. Cecum's different in these two. So what do we know about cows? They chew the cud, they are ruminants. And then the colon in the horse, jolly long. So in fact the cecum in the horse is where the bacteria are. So that's what I remember. Bacteria involved in if you've got a herbivore. And then the carnivore's just the opposite. So I need 3 things to discuss. So I'm going to discuss dentition, thing 1. Gut modifications, I'm going to talk about, so here are my 3 paragraphs then. And really you need to get a bit of practice in at this. So if I was you, I'd have paused this video now and thought, right, okay, I'm going to make now a little essay plan. So I'm going to talk about dentition, I'm going to talk about all those terms that I know. So I'm going to talk about molars, I'm going to talk about carnassials. Of course they're not called carnassials now, they're called sectorial teeth, but we're going to ignore that. We're still going to call them carnassials. I'm going to talk about canines, I'm going to talk about diastema, not necessarily in that order. I'm going to talk about incisors, I'm going to talk about grinding, and I'm going to talk about slicing. Those are the things I'm going to talk about in dentition. Again, not necessarily in that order. So I might actually start at the front and do, incisors first, and talk about sharpness, and then talk about the diastema, and then talk about the canines and the carnassials and the molars and the difference between grinding and slicing, and I might refer to the jaws as well. Then I'm going to compare herbivores and carnivores in terms of length of gut and what they are digesting and how easy that is. So I'm going to say that, carnivores, short gut, protein easily digestible. I'm going to say horses and cows eat loads and loads of cellulose, that's going to be hard to digest. And I'm going to talk about bacteria there being mutualistic to help with this herbivore thing. And finally I'm going to compare, so I've got 3 comparative paragraphs really, ruminants versus horses. And I'm going to talk about the fact that ruminants do everything at the front end of the gut, in the stomachs, and that horses do everything at the rear end of the gut, which isn't as useful, which is why they need such long cecums and colons to do absorption. So there's a little brief appearance there from Miss Porter. And I'm going to talk about chewing the cud, and I'm going to talk about everything I know about ruminants there. So 3 nice comparative paragraphs, and the order I'm going to do them in is I'm going to do them in that 1, 2, 3. It doesn't really matter what order you do them in. Okay, good luck with that.